Alright. Oh, some food? A drink? I'm ready to get into craziness.
You can see it.
I will read when I'm not eating. So right now I'm gonna eat. Not else. Okay. Why were you doing that, sir? Yeah, why were you spying on this man all night?
Alright, do you want 1 or 2 hot dogs, kiddo?
I take 2.
She normally eats 3 or 4.
I know. But she'll eat in one sitting.
Yeah.
And every time I do that with her, she tells me she's gonna feel bad.
That's true.
Do you want 3? Because I'll give you 3.
2 for now.
Good choice.
What?
You get charged the new phone.
Oh, yep, your box is right there. That's about all his stuff for his new phone. Bring a gift up to you.
Oh my god! That is sick.
So you like it then?
What's happening? Silly girl. It's not helping our case. No, start. Bitter was his drink. What the fuck are you doing, sir? God, these fucking games. It doesn't sound normal. Does this man look normal for this game? Because the man's too broke to afford food.
Super bottom.
You're silly.
Yeah. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Okay. Now we can read things. Yeah, you're right there. All bricked up horribly. But as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap. Yes, there were a few bricks loose, weren't there? And for some strange reason, a couple bars of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well. Alright, this is the soap weirdness. I forgot.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. You're cute.
Yeah.
I don't like going around poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing. As long as there's breath in my body. You're stalking people for what reason? What's with all the theatrics today? Out of interest, Mr. Meterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time, as far as I'm concerned. And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. The man's not dead, either way. How can you be sure of that? The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room, and hence didn't dispose of the poison container himself. Is he gonna do the leg thing? It's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle.
What is eating, bitch?
What?
Bitch.
Ah, yes. Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you. It really was. You can't argue without the logic. It's your job to argue with the logic, Ernest.
Is this a new one or are you playing the one ago?
I'm playing the other one because this one is game. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? So, I gotta play the other ones before I can even get to this one. Yeah, this is the prequel. And then there's the normal 3, and then there's like another 3, and then there's these 3. So, it's taken me 2 years to play this one. So, we'll get there.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna fall asleep. You wake up at 9:30.
9:30? Yeah, I can do that. You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella. So you can't be sure it was the defendant then. How many other short little round-backed Nipponese with a mustache do you think there are in London? Man, could you be a little less racist? I'm just saying. Tiny bit less. Well, of course. It's only a narrow gap, and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the mustache. But he showed up around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself. And when the person you saw arrived... Objection! Did he and Mr. Shamsir drink tea together? It's a Japanese. It's a racist term for Japanese. I love the character, but I wish he was less racist. I wish he wasn't a fucking asshole, because his design and everything about him is fantastic, but he's a dick. Nah, sorry. I couldn't say. I'm changing accents for this man 5 seconds after I made one. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fella wearing a pretty dress. And then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. Ha ha ha. I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliet championship battle getting underway. Mr. Meter Man. Let me look at this man. He's great. I just wish he didn't open his mouth and say stupid shit. The only voice I can commit to is Van Zeek's. It's the only one that I get right all the time. What, sweetie?
So you're married to one of those
To what?
assholes that can't be
I love you, though. Yeah, the only one I get right is Van Zeek's. Even though Van Zeek's voice is said in the game, it's still... He is a vampire man in my head, so he gets a Romanian accent. I want him to do the leg thing. You need to see the... You need to see all the reasons I love this man.
Who's on Ash?
Reduxer.
Can I have one more?
Allow me to confirm one final time.
Bring it here, please.
Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? And the fun thing about these series is that everyone I've ever watched play these games, we all make funny voices. We all make funny voices, and then we read the main characters in normal tone. Every person I've ever watched play Ace Attorney. It's so funny. No question. Gasman's honor. That's a
Get
weird
over here.
phrase. What is the pose? Hold it. Who is saying hold it?
Want just one?
Yes.
It wasn't me. Sir? It's the only way. It's great. I love it. I love it. I love that we... My lord! Goodness me. Yes, Mr. Foreman. I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough.
Nice.
You're gonna have issues.
Because of the accents. Are you all with me? What's happening? What's happening? The jury has never spoken up in any court case. Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? Do the leg thing, please! That you've reached a... can't do his accent and say the word. Unanimous decision. I don't know why I can't do the accent and say that word. Unanimous.
Unanimous?
Yeah, unanimous. I can't do it with the accent.
Instead of saying you say who.
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Unanimous. Doesn't work. Too right we have. Are you all with me? You literally just asked that question. You literally you literally asked this question 5 seconds ago. Wait, no. The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room. Yes, 3 missing hours, as you put it. But in the end, what difference do they make? None as far as I can see. What is happening? I am confused. And since that's now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top. What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch what you said. Why do they invite this man? He says this every time. Why do you invite the person who can't hear shit? Very well. Let the court be apprised of your decisions. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability.
Guilty.
Those fuckers! I didn't even finish what I was doing!
Guilty.
Excuse me? I don't think that's allowed. I didn't finish. That's not how court works. Thanks. All of you. Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. I can't say that word today. Oh, he's gonna do the alcohol. Well, we might get the leg thing soon, or he might throw the glass. It's one of the two. So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. He's gonna throw it. Are you gonna throw it? To the guilty being punished. My boys. My boys had, get up, Mr. Naruto, please. The trial isn't over yet. What do you mean, Mr. Zato? What about the information I found in this encyclopedia of British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations. Remember? You shouldn't even need that law. I should have been able to finish what I was doing. Summation, examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course, but here in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decision of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes. I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to summation examination, my lord. He's throwing that glass. Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat? You're gonna like him by the end of this. Listen, I have another 4 cases and a whole other game after that, sir, that you are in. You will like him by the end of this. You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth. Certainly no other defense counsel in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination, because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. The defense counsel's request is granted. The court will proceed with summation examination. I'm gonna slip up over that word. I don't know why that one phrase gets me. As outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord. We know all about this young lad's tenacity. We're ready for it. Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. The victim may not be well off, but he is a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese. Stoops all the while and has a mustache. Very fishy. You guys are so fucking racist. The fact that the first thing you said was, he is Japanese. That's the problem. Oh my god. There's no evidence to this said. I choose to play this game, and I choose to read. I choose to do this to myself. There's no evidence to suggest the gangly actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least. Oh, I really don't care. Like, I just need this trial to end quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know. Nothing at all. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced. It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamspear is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. His name is Shamspear, by the way. If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I've pleaded with the jury on Soseki-han's behalf before, and it worked. So you never know. Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruto. That's a good idea because it's taken me 2 years to get to this point. And a lot of that was not playing for a year and a half, so please remind me of what I do. Oh, well, you're still very new to British law, after all. That's true, I suppose, and Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now, too. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Suzato-san out. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again, or not bother? Refresh my memory, because I haven't played in a while. Oh, right. I love her little... So if you remember, the key to changing the juror's mind is in the things they say themselves. It's like in a cross-examination. Yes, it's coming back to me. First, it's important to listen very carefully to each juror's statement. Then, if it sounds as though one of those statements might contradict another, I have to pit the Okay, I remember this. This requires me thinking. All of this game requires me thinking. Alright then, all that remains now is to do it. Okay. Facey slappy? Nope, okay, we're not doing the facey slappy. No, he goes. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? Yunosuke! I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was that Japanese man's tea. When you take the gasman's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Ah, well, that's alarmingly logical. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman, with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten liar after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same. Isn't that right? Yes, perhaps. Though I don't see it happening. What's that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know. You'll have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need the trial to be over. How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid? No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? And yes, he is rather splendid. So you say, yet again. Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously. It's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. Splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much. Ryunosuke! I hope Phoenix is just as funny. Because I've never played any of the Phoenix ones. I've only played this one. And Ryunosuke I love him. Phoenix better have the same fucking inside thoughts as this man. This is great. So, she told me nothing. No. Not one of those things is a reason to find the man guilty. But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese. He has a mustache and he stoops. Racism. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps. Like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though. And you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big-chinned man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh, that's another 3 steps. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it? Right. And the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. I've learned nothing so far. A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam? Ryunosuke, it's very obvious, it's okay. You're kind of a himbo sometimes. It's fine. It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. What are you talking about? This has nothing to do with the case. I'm sorry. You've lost me a little there. Who are you? I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Good gracious, Altamont Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, where proper handling is essential. I knew I'd find the British accent. It left me for a minute, and I knew it would come back. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont Gas is the best in the world, of course. So she's here because he's here, which feels like conflicting interests. Ah, I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruto. Right. Oh, not bow. Bowed. Brain. He bowed in deference to his employer's wife, didn't he? Ah, so I would be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what Mr. Shamspear was up to in his room. I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We're very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shamspear is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public. But you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. You have a whole set of problems going on. You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you? The eye of a man hath not heard. The ear of a man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, why to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an Altamont gas explosion. Man, this lady's just like, I will kill you. In a court of law. So that would prove he's a liar though, right? She's saying that she knows he's lying somehow. Mr. Shamspear has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement? My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? Just blatant, I will murder you. My controller died. She killed my controller! Lady! Also, she looks like a bumblebee.
She got that.
She killed my controller. A little before the part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift the balance. Can I push you any more on that? Can I push you any more on that? That's a bold claim. How can you be so sure? It's really very simple. Noble lady of gas, I pray thee, hold thy tongue. I beg your pardon? Hath that rank-odored air that doth our darkness illuminate any place in this assembly? Nay. 'Tis of sole import here that someone would extinguish the light of mine own life. Verily, I ne'er recall stealing thy gas, but pray, let the matter rest till anon. Why, you little... Begging your pardon, my lady, but might I suggest you don't say any more at this stage? We need hard evidence first. If I keep secretly watching this bloke, I'll get him in the end. He'll slip up. Do you think maybe that secret's out of the bag? Oh, this is so frustrating. You keep talking about needing to take home some money. What's that all about, sir? Finish last. That's what it's about. What's that? I'm talking about the Derby at Hyde Park, aren't I? It was the Queen's Cup last week, wasn't it? Derby? It was a dead cert, that's the thing. I couldn't lose, so I took my wife's secret savings, like... But then, that hopeless old mare went and did the unthinkable. Ha! That stupid finish last. Oh dear, I think it's clear what happened, isn't it? This is the day the missus uses her saving for a trip down the pub. So come on, let this business lie now. Just give it up. No, that's not going to happen. What do you really mean by that, sir? Well, I'm not one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do. At 5? You're a really early riser then, aren't you? What's that now? I said, you're an early riser. Oh well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. But by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on. He sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5. I'm pretty sure he meant 5 in the evening. Oh my, that means he only has 3 hours of sleep each night. What's that, dear? Only 3 hours of sleep each night! Hi, Jelly.
What was that?
She's yelling, so I'm yelling. Hi, Jelly.
What the heck? Don't be loud.
That's right. You see? 3 hours of missing time. Like I said, it's not much, is it? You were sleeping. That's not missing time. That's not what that means. This really isn't helping. The key to summation examination is identifying contradictions between jurors' statements, Mr. Naruto. Right, and once I found 2 jurors whose statements can't coexist, I need to pit those jurors against each other. And hopefully, when they see what they're saying doesn't make sense, they'll change their leaning. Yes, and if you're able to change the minds of a majority of the jurors, the trial will continue. But conversely, if you're unable to do that, the judge will declare the trial over and move to adjudication. Words today, and I can't let that happen. Somehow or another, I have to turn this trial around. That's why there's called a save function. Can I press him more on that one? Will you stand by that statement? What do you take me for? I'm a gentleman, sir, a man of my word. So let me be perfectly clear about this. If it turns out the old Shakespearean okay, we read this. We read this one. Okay. Because you can press some of them more, but that one wasn't. I'm pretty sure it's him and the lady.
What the heck? That means
Objection!
The music stopped. Usually when the music stops, you're right. I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas. Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact, turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true. We don't have evidence as such. Just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. What? You heard me. Seeing as his operation has already been compromised, I would suggest the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. If I could show you that Mr. Shakespeare was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Yes, I did say that. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. You turn that down a little? Please? Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we've found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So if this means you'll recap a few points, that would suit me down to the ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shakespeare, if that is your real name, it's definitely not this man's real name. We of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of man you really are. That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty. Yes, Mr. Naruto. Victory! All da. Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. As a result of the defense summonation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, while 4 say not. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue. Benzeeks is a tall man, by the way, Jesus. Is he gonna throw it? There we go. You have split the banquet, Mr. Shamspear. What are you doing? The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. Oh my god, he's doing the see no, hear no evil. But your gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me. I do swear. This gas man speaketh that which concerns him most, not but gas, not but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul. Oi, what did you say? Do I take it, Mr. Shamspear, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery? Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot? I am as a seraph, an angel. Noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily, honest of heart. You flowery mouth, pompous beanpole, just 'cause I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shamspear, if, in fact, you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. It is my considered opinion that at the present time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. Oh no. However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Objection!
I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time. The gas and this case are unrelated. Juror number 4. Yes. Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker? Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gasman's honor. I'm tired of saying that phrase. Very well then. Well, we'll hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shamspear, has been stealing gas. I'm tired of these names. Already. Yes, my lord. It'll be my pleasure. On the ultimate gas name, I swear. If I may, my lord. Go ahead, madam. This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him, in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind. Sweet as honey. The fuck, sir? Oh my god. Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord. You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words. This man is too excited. So you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Ultimate Gas Company's fuel. Yes. Is that clear, my good man? Clear as Ultimate Gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Mr. Zato? I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruto. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Ultimate gas meters accept threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? She went up there to say, like, one line of dialogue. Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. You were already drinking? Like, just, I mean, this is just what you do, sir. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zeeks? Didn't the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gingling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet, now we must listen to this. Abhorrence. I like him and I hate him at the same time. Capcom makes such good antagonizing characters. The best ones always have silver gray hair. Stop doing that to me. Oh, I'm throwing it again. How many of those do you have? Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Bye, bottle. I love how dramatic he is. Do what you will. Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning, and an incidence of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance. But I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. It's probably in the soap that we found. Do we still have the soap? Hold on. Do we have the soap? We have soap. And the soap is important. I know it is. It was in the fucking window. Soap's important. Do I know why? No, I don't know why the soap's important, but I know it's important. I don't know why. I just know it is. So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? That I do. Have to try to catch people when they're in. Then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Doesn't that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspeare? Well now, interesting you should bring that up, because I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survive in the winter is beyond me, it really is. Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Oh my god, girl. Oh, she didn't say that, I did. I thought that was Susato saying that. That would not have been out of character for her. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really, but as you wish. So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Ultimate Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So if a 3p coin gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that, usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Suzeki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Okay. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. Out of interest, how long has this been going on? Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching gas off us for ages. And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it. Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume. You get that? This man just has like a case of like wine bottles and glasses beneath the fucking table. No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamspeare Special. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of three penny pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget the humiliation when I opened up the money box and found it bare. You what? I said? You what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. Haha. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. He's good. Okay, he's not technically pulling it tight, but he's gonna choke himself. Not a trace of it being jemmied open anywhere. Not a single sign.
He's smoking himself.
He might. That's what's happening to my salary and what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Oh my god, he thinks he's gonna choke himself too. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I've still got it. Can I have it? Can I have it? No wonder they call you Meter Man. It would. I would like to look at it. With my eyeballs. Hold on. I'm not looking at it. The soap! There's the wax from the soap! That would be what the soap had like an imprint of a seal. So he's using the soap to make more of a seal, but how did he get the lock off? I guess you could lockpick it. I sure have.
Let's go.
Why would you put the coin? Why would there be a hole if it can't fit a coin? We'll come back to that. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear that we found the unusual. I'm ahead of you. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Well, I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Ugh. I want to present already because I feel like the meter and what I found. Let's listen to this first. I've got to finish the stuff before I start presenting. There's only one key for all your meters? Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get a hold of a key, We'd know if the coin box had been open. Oh, how? The seal? I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens. Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see? A seal. Like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal. Now, in the case of Mr. Shakespeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said. But the seal hadn't been broken either. So that would mean Mr. Shakespeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it. No, he opened it and put the seal back on. It would seem so, but that would be impossible. She's freaking swinging her umbrella around. How do you know that he's been using gas, though? Well now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. On every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stone pounding. It's the middle of winter, and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says, "Get thee to a nunnery." Oh my god. Hamlet, indeed. Ah, I could wring the bloke's neck. I get all hot under the collar, but still. Every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice? But how can Mr. Shakespeare possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. I do. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. What? At toast. To you eventually realizing that the gasman could be an accomplice. Man's jumping to you're not half wrong. I don't think so, because this man is very aggressive about what's happening. Good lord. Eminently plausible indeed. Well, what do you have to say for yourself? Oh please, Lady Quidby, I'm a faithful worker, and besides, if the money us gasmen collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock our pay by the same amount! So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly that makes no sense. Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war? No, 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 I'm not gonna stir up that hornet's nest. If I went stealing from the company, I'd be finished. It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim, because Mr. William Shakespeare is innocent. That's 3. I'm gonna start keeping a tally, just on paper, of how many times he does specific things. He's thrown 3 of these glasses today. I don't think that's a record. I think one of the other streams that I did a year ago, he did like 12 in one case. Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under. Ugh. I certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the very same room. According to the testimony, it's only the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room that's under suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume. I know, it does seem that way, but the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked. Oh. It might seem the 2 cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact, they're intimately connected. Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? I wonder if this is another instance. Perhaps, but we can't be sure of that yet. I already know what I need to do. I got this. Big brain. It has to be this one, but just in case I'm a fucking idiot, because that can happen. Sometimes I feel really confident, and then I shouldn't feel confidence. I mean, I think you'd want to show her the hole. Oh, I wanted to present that. Wait, hold on. Ah! I pressed the wrong button. I stop it! I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of being tampered with. What? Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Hole? What? You're right. You're quite right. There's a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised, but why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a far thing through that. That's a word. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is... I'm a fucking idiot and I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to ask. Also, hold on. I want to get some water. Oh my gosh. Maybe dismantle? How can the meter be dismantled? Because I don't think it only takes one kind of coin. Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. Words. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel, and the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Woohoo! Yeah, nothing leaks from the Altamont meter. No cones, no gas, no nothing. I see. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. It is pertinent. Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they've tried, but they've all given up before long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Is its welded steel construction significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on? Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about how the meter differs in coins, for example. Sure, I guess. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work, presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a threepenny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit. Ha, I see. It's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. I know, this happens every case. Like, I know the final solution. I know that the answer is that he was taking soap and he had, like, the seal in the soap and he was making new seals. So I know that that's what it is. But it takes the game forever to get to that point. But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into a certain extent as well. We've thought of that though. Anyway, if I find any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. That's a word. We live for moments like that, us gasmen do. Live for them. There's a bee butt. I just never put together that they has a bee butt. The bee theme is... It would seem the gas company has thought of everything. Oh my god. That's quite enough of that. Remind me, how big are threepenny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruto? Is the 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on. Yes, you may be right. Oh, okay, you need to pick which part you need to be focusing. I get it. We know that he's not sticking any other type of coin in. That's a fun little twist, that you picking which path you need to go, which one is the right one. It has to be the dismantling.
Objection!
God fuck. Fuck. I know what I hate when I know the final solution, but I'm not there yet. It can't be about the coins. It has to be the dismantling. What was this again? I assume this said nothing. I don't know what that was for. I've looked at this before. I guess the game forgot. Oh, this isn't a wax seal. Oh no, wait a minute. I thought this was used to make a wax seal. It's used to make a fake coin, and then because it's made of soap, when it gets really hot, it will melt. And the little hole in the bottom is to make it leak out. My brain is braining. I thought it was to make a seal. Okay, the brain is braining. The brain is braining. I was thinking it was a wax, that you made wax seals with it. When you make coins with it. I'm braining. I wish there was a speed up button.
Objection.
Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shamspeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit. What was it? The item in question is this. Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap. It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. It's this part. There's that funny little round depression in the middle of the soap. Oh. Oh, I always forget you have to put present.
Got it.
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah. Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or, in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Angry. Does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? I love her. Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery. I have here a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snug. Oh, he's making it, so he's making it out of, like, wax. I wasn't wrong that he was making, like, wax things, because it is a wax. Like, they said it was a reddish, like thing. That would be wax. So he's making wax in the soap, probably because the soap wouldn't, like, dissolve. And you could do it over and over again. So what he does is he makes the wax, puts it in, and then it melts out of the hole in the bottom. That's why he keeps it so hot. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the ultimate gas company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. That's number 4. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas? Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit. I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape. And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamspeare's been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now, if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter. Not if they melted! I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air. Yes. Are you going to help me right now? Or are you just given the point that you're like, I'm fucking lost. I guess I might as well point out the obvious because everyone else in this room is dumb. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used, visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room. If that is your assertion, counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once. Wouldn't it be the hole?
Got it!
Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found the soap. I get it. That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Oh, I'm making ice coins. Not wax. Oh! That's pretty clever. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. And then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water, and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing ultimate gas. Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless. I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? Very well, Lady Altamont. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. Are you saying... Do you actually have evidence to support this theory? It's the envelope, right? I want to say it's this. Because it's like wet. It has to come into play. But sometimes I'm like one or two things too early.
Take that!
Little fish, otherwise known as small fry. I'm guessing I'm wrong. And small fry, I fried the quickly polished dog. Okay, shut up, I get it. What am I using as proof? What it... I see.
Take that!
Found it. This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson, and it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspear. What the remnants? The gigantic ass puddle. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspear's room. Now look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly. It's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. And rotting wood. Ooh. No one noticed that? Like when you came to get the meter? That wasn't suspicious? And there's further evidence too. Mr. Shamspere slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. Yep. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. Right. It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but you're a dumbass is what he wants to say. The look on his face is like, God, I'm surrounded by idiots except for the person I don't like who's actually fucking smart. Certainly not. He didn't beat about the bush there, did he? In truth, Mr. Shamspere was found with a fork in his hand. A meal of soap is sounding increasingly likely, Lord Van Zeeks. Do you mean to say he was using that fork too? Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well. Good gracious. My bottle, number 2. Lord Van Zeeks. I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maltodroid's mistake. What is the meaning of this, Counsel? Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, that Mr. William Shamspere is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shamspere is the liar you claim him to be, well, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. I can't say that with an accent. How does the defense respond? Mr. Naruto! What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying? I'll be right back. It was your thing saying battery is full. It beeps when the battery's full. Yeah, it just beeps because the battery is full. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. Hold on. 1 minute. What? What are you trying to say? My nip on me is friend. Can you stop? One of these days you're gonna call him by his name and I'm gonna be fucking shocked. At least one of these so-called facts is an assumption, made due to lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand. Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense? Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we need to now consider, namely, hold on. Oh. My gut instinct to be is like, was the poison in the tea? Because what if because the soaps were outside and it was put in the thing. It could either be was someone else responsible or was the poison in the tea. Let's go with this one. We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. But that's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night. There was no other possibility. And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection!
As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard's detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. Oh, no. The ring, right? What is this fucking envelope, by the way? Wouldn't it be the teacups?
Take that!
Nope. I should have saved. Just deep sarcasm? done this. It's not the teacups? Defendant's tea. Not really, but it wouldn't be about the books he bought, would it? That can't be the soap again. I mean, it could be the soap again. You'd put the tea in the soap? Oh my god, I don't know.
Take that!
That's not it. I could tell because the music didn't stop. Is it the list of books? It's the list of books or it's the soap.
Take that!
It's not that. I know where the end game of this is. I just don't know the little pieces. The soap feels stupid because we've already presented the soap, but is it the soap? Or is it the picture again?
Take that!
Yes, that's right, my lord. It just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. The music didn't stop for once. It's more bars of soap. Soap? What are bars of soap doing? Oh, I already read that earlier. I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes. But there's more. These coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice. There was something strange about them, you mean? Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red. The ice was red? No. You mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. Ah yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. On the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins. There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed 1 of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window. Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that even if 1 drop of tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture, by finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contained strychnine and all. You smug Nipponese. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once, and the defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Van Zeeks is having a mental breakdown in the corner over here. Why has every fucking objection? What do you mean? None, my lord. I mean, is there anything else I can really do? Oh, right, I forgot this case was, like, it was a past one that they were talking about. We made it back in one piece, just. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while. Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves. There are so many carriages on the streets of London. You were very nearly flattened several times. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruto-san. It really was. I was in awe of you. Oh, thank you. And now that your favorite exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can't find some new clues for court tomorrow. Yes, let's do that. Where? Was everything alright? I suppose. I still can't quite believe it. That's all. That I'm here in England, working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma. It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him. Yes, I mean I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him. And you're doing wonderfully, Naruto-san. I have no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us. Thank you, Suzato-san. Thank you. I'm losing my voice. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? I guess we could maybe go talk to him at the hospital. Okay. Well, you certainly had an interesting idea with bringing you along. We had a lot of Kazuma flashbacks. And like information we didn't have before. Haruma. Ooh, Blade had a name. Interesting choice of a name. Hmm. Okay. Oink. Oh, no. Oh, wrong person. Didn't look at the name. Hello again, Inspector Gregson. What are you doing here? Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually. The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware. Yeah, I know the score. Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With a tea in it. Yeah, we found it alright. There was a small amount of tea in it, as you said. I knew it. It's with the identification section at the yard now. They're looking into it. The results should be available later today. That's wonderful news. Thank you. Pretty impressive performance in court this morning. Sorry? Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here. Why would you do that with someone around? Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. It seems like we also checked every nook and cranny. It's the hospital? Wasn't just an option to go to his room. Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken. Mistaken my foot. You were looking at my painting. The eye of a man hath not heard. The ear of a man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed, the poison that mustache villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady. I wish that you died from that poison. Oh my god. God of mercy, ample lady, but thou say'st I have vigor still. Behold my sham spirit dance. I don't want to. This looks rather ominous, doesn't it? Ah, lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shamspeare? Marry, I do believe I am returneth unto another ward. He was looking, that's what he was doing, looking at my terrible work. Eastern fellow, so darky clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank you? But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? I dropped the fucking Shakespeare talk, man. Jesus Christ. Anon. Excellent. But there's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down. I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person. Ah, Miss Green. Is everything alright? Oh, yes. I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now. Oh, I see. We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it. Looks like the treatment notes for whoever's occupying this bed. Let's see. Do not permit to run around the hospital. The patient doesn't seem to be here at the moment, so he or she's probably running around the hospital then. Oh dear, how worrying. What's worrying is why they haven't discharged the patient yet. I'm gonna check everything. Okay. I don't really know. Where am I supposed to be going? I mean, you don't have to. You can just walk in. I don't think they don't let people in. Not what I meant to do. I forgot I can move the camera. So what if I put back? I forgot I can move the camera. It's a different button press. I don't think that changes anything. Ah. What broken dishes, good sir? I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to be doing. think about things too much. I am a cat. I'm a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat. I love this. Good for you, sir. No, let him be a cat. This man is stressed. I'm not a cat. Okay, buddy. Well, the other guy said they didn't drink it at the same time. I don't know if there's anything else that we can do. Oh, what are you doing, sir? I would love to see you and Van Zeeks in the same fucking room together. What the fuck? Incredibly unlikable. Oh, he's probably working the case for testing it. What's the point of testing it then? Okay. Oh, sir. Can I take the stuff that you made with you? Maybe. Back to the scene of the crime? There he is. Oh no, good sir. Interesting. Oh, okay, you do it. I was gonna do it, but she seems like she got this. Maybe that's where the poison is? I mean, yeah, as a defense lawyer, you should know just as much as the prosecution. Sheldon, huh? Hmm. Well, one of the jurors knows. What's his face? It looks like the other juror. Cat! Yeah, he's got like 8 more minutes, baby girl. A lovely little kitty cat. I mean to click all that. Yeah. I don't think we can do anything until he gets back. I don't know what we're supposed to be doing. Usually they're really obvious where we're supposed to go. I haven't felt like it's obvious. Flint? It's gotta be something to do with the cat. Hey, Ash. I am confused what I'm supposed to be doing from here. Hmm. I don't think there's anything else. There obviously is. Ooh, maybe I can present. Pretty good. A little bit tired, but pretty good. We're back. Okay, so I figured that out. Interesting. Oh, that's not what I pressed. God. He has a gas leak. I said this earlier. I'm pretty sure he has a gas leak. Okay. Maybe we need to go talk to Mr. Garrido? There we go. Figuring it out slowly. A lot of back and forth on this case. Collywobbles. No filter. I love it. They probably do. Why did he want the other room? Curious why he wanted the other room. Buddy. Okay. Duncan Ross. Okay. Was that the person that Miss Green really liked? She talked about trying to paint for someone. is green, right? If you'll excuse me, that totally gives you permission. I don't know, I guess we're gonna find out by talking to her. I just want to get that last thing out of the way. See if he'd react to it. I guess we need to move. Yeah, you're doing more than that. I just read my mind, apparently. That's not how medicine works, Marusuke. What? Oh, it's gonna fall? Thank you, spoilers? I sure am. Oh, there's a bottle falling. Oh. One month? I thought it was 3 months ago. What? Playing a game. Okay, have a kick it. I think the rat passed out on the floor back there. I think that is the poison. Same poison that was found in the tea. Well, not in the tea, but they were assuming was the tea. Oh. Oh, look, it's the other half of the envelope. Oh, it connects it to the piece we have. I wouldn't say that feels conceited. That's a good way to look at things. I think so. I feel like you won't, but whatever. I figured there should be continued thing. Good, this probably feels like a good spot to stop anyway. Oh, that's... Thanks. Okay. I'm gonna leave that there. Pick it up later. Bye.